If you loved racing games from the 8 and 16-bit era, then you have to check out 80's Overdrive. Released in 2017 on the Nintendo 3DS and later released in May of 2020 on the Nintendo Switch by developer Insane Code. From what you can tell but from behind, all of the footage will be shown from the Nintendo Switch version. This game was also released on Steam as well.
As stated earlier in the video, this game is an homage of racing games from the 8 and 16-bit days. You may have played games like Outrun, Rad Racer, or the Top Gear series in that era of gaming, so playing this game would become second nature. In the original game mode, when you initially start the game, you can choose whatever car you want to buy and customize. Once you first pick a car, you would have to choose a race on the map, and when you look at the map screen, it will indicate a color-coded list of stars that will let you know what races are completed, won, and are locked. This aspect is very similar to games such as Lamborghini American Challenge for the Super NES, although without the simulating gambling involved. When it comes to entering a race, you have to be sure that you have a sufficient amount of cash to pay the entry fee. In each race, whether you finish in some particular positions, yes, you are awarded cash and points on the in-game leaderboards. But if you want to gain access to more races, your best bet is to win first place, which shows you have determination and motivation. With the cash winnings you have acquired, you can either purchase new cars or upgrade your current car with additional modifications, for instance, Nitro's upgraded engine. But you must be conservative with how much you spend from your winnings, given you will need to enter future races. I will say that it is advisable to purchase the radar scanner for whatever car you choose to race in, especially on some stages where you may encounter the police. And when that happens, you really have to be on the lookout if they try to stop you by running into you from behind. Speaking of the police, if you ended up getting pulled over, you will have to pay a fine to continue racing. Otherwise, you will be forced to retire. The time attack mode of the game is where you can preserve as long as you can before the timer reaches a zero. While very similar to Outrun, you can also pass by vehicles to acquire additional time between checkpoints. There is also a track customization mode where you can generate however you want your racetracks to be and share it online with others who have the game. This mode is definitely a huge plus in my humble opinion.
If there is one negative I have to say about this game, it is the lack of a multiplayer mode, which would have been perfect.
Don't forget to check out my BandCamp page if you like chiptune music. Most of my music will be here as well.
I definitely have to say that the graphics are sublime and phenomenal. For the most part, it definitely has a retro feel to it, and even so, seeing these visuals will age wonderfully for years to come. I also love how each car in the game is a parody of actual exotic cars from that era, such as the DeLorean and the Lamborghini Countach, and the character profiles are also parodied, such as the likenesses of Mr. T and Marty McFly. The synthwave tunes are amazing, and the entire soundtrack proves to be a perfect fit. Various synthwave artists that contributed to the game's soundtrack have their work posted on BandCamp, so if I were you, give these talented artists some support. '80's Overdrive deserves support from every type of gamer. Please do not pass this game up. It is highly recommended. There also needs to be a physical copy of this game given I would support the developers again. Limited run or strictly limited games, I know you're listening.
That does it for this episode of Kid Thunder VG Reviews. I am Chuck Johnson, aka Kid Thunder. I am signing off. You guys have a wonderful day.